Hi, my name is Jason, and I'm here to talk about how to get a computer that best suits your needs. Things to think about when you're looking for a computer are: what are you going to be using the computer for, what type of computer do you want, and how are you going to go about getting it. Some basic needs that people need a computer for is surfing the internet, sending emails, playing video games, writing papers for school, or even small businesses. Some people even use it for editing videos and visual graphics. This will all change what you actually will, your cost, and what type of computer you're going to need, such as hardware. One of the main things to think about is, are you going to want a laptop or a desktop? And I'm not going to go into speaking if you want a Mac or a PC, because both of those can help you which way you want to use them, but they both have their pros and cons. But mainly you want to think about, are you going to be mobile, or are you going to have the computer for a small office or just tucked away in a corner somewhere? Now when you're thinking about the computer that you need to think about your budget. Are you going to be buying a very expensive flashy computer off the bat, or are you going to, make payments on something? This can all come into the games when you're thinking about what type of computer you need. When you're deciding what kind of computer you need, the best thing to do is to go out and look at sales of different computers out there. Like go to Best Buy or Target or Walmart, where have you, and see what type of deals they have. And then just look at their prices, and you can go online and think about what parts of the computer that actually make it up. When you think about it, there's only 8 parts to a computer. There's a motherboard, a processor, RAM, graphics card, hard drive, a read-write device, such as a DVD-ROM or a DVD burner, something like that, power supply, and a case. Most of the time when you buy a case, it comes with a power supply. But when you're going to think about getting a computer, such as if you were going to build it yourself, the thing to start out with is the motherboard. The motherboard is going to determine what type of devices you can actually use for that computer. And any motherboard you buy will actually come with a detailed manual that will make it very easy when you're looking at what type of parts you can get. When you get your motherboard, it's going to tell you what type of processor you can have. And mainly it always looks at single core, dual core, or even pen count. The lower end motherboards will be a 727 pen count, all the way up to I think it's 2052 pen count. And those are going to be your higher end for such as data processing or high-end video game machines or visual type of computers. Also, your motherboard is going to tell you what type of RAM speed you can use. And most people see RAM says DDR3, DDR2, and then it'll say something like PC 3600 up to PC 9800. Your motherboard will decide that for you. And then you have your graphics card. Some motherboards come with a built-on graphics card, which is pretty basic, such as if you're just going to use your computer for surfing the internet or putting pictures from your camera on there. You're not going to need a great graphics card, so you might even be able to get by without buying one. Also, your graphics card is going to be used a lot if you're actually going to be doing video editing or gaming or anything that has to do with editing video or large graphics. Then your hard drive. Hard drives are going to determine how much space you're actually going to need. So most hard drives are very cheap, and you're never going to need more than 250 gigabytes, which you can get for about $50, unless you're going to be doing large server-based things. But we're talking about personal basic computers. Now your read-write device, another cheap part, and you can cut down costs just by getting a normal DVD-ROM, or you can buy a DVD burner, which are also very cheap these days. Your power supply. Most power supplies actually come with a case when you design your case. A case is the actual box that holds all of these components. Now we're not talking about the monitor or the keyboard or the mouse, because those are all very interchangeable, and it doesn't matter where you get those. But mainly, always take an aspect of these 8 parts when you're looking for your computer. Or even if you don't want to use the do-it-yourself route, just check around any store and you can find them pretty cheap. Or if you have a job where you use a computer and you like how that's going, go ahead and check out the stats on that computer, and that'll help you find a computer that you'll like. Well, anyways, like I was saying, big things to think about is what are you going to be using your computer for? Are you going to want a laptop or a personal desktop? Or are you just going to need a normal computer that you just like to build yourself? Well, thank you.